Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. All right, so I just want to pop on here real quick and give you guys a quick little visual on weight loss. The majority of people that come into a personal trainer, they want to lose weight, and their reason for losing weight is very, very individual. And I understand that there's a lot of people that go to a gym for other reasons, and it could just be aesthetics. They want to get a bigger booty, they want to get a flatter stomach, they want to build those muscles on their upper body, they want longer, leaner legs. But outside of the aesthetics of it, the bottom line is we want everybody to be healthy. So we want you to be healthy and love the skin that you're in. Everybody's body is different and everybody's journey is different. So you could be a guy that commutes every day a half hour to work and a half hour back. You got to come home, you got to do yard work, and you're thinking to yourself, when am I supposed to have time to do this? Or you're a mom that, I don't care if you go to work outside of the home or you work in the home, you got kids to take care of, you have to feed your family, you got to get to the grocery store, you got to clean the house. Maybe you're taking care of a parent or a loved one. So not everybody has, an expendable amount of time to just get to the gym and eat clean all day long. I hear it all the time. I eat my emotions. I personally shop my emotions. But anyway, everyone's journey is different. And there are two different types of fat. So there is subcutaneous fat and there is visceral fat. So subcutaneous fat is when you like squeeze your thigh and you see that cellulite and you're like, oh my God, I hate it. And a lot of that can just be simple genetics. So don't beat yourself up if you see it. It's not the end of the world. Visceral fat is when we see someone's really carrying a lot of weight around their midsection. So that abdominal fat. So the visual I want you to think about is, you have all these beautiful internal organs. You can't see them. You can't see the operating system inside. So if you put all that visceral fat around those internal organs and you're starting to see that belly fat come out and you know that it shouldn't be there and you're not real happy about it, whether you don't like the way it looks or you don't like the way it feels because it's pulling on your low back and it's, really messing up your posture. But as you start to lose that subcutaneous fat, all your internal organs are finally able to breathe, because all of that subcutaneous fat has really congested them. So it's just like them taking in a deep breath as you start to lose weight and they're able to stretch out and go, oh my God, I can finally do my job efficiently. They're not sluggish, they're not moving slower. And these are things that really, really should be the priority, is how well is my body functioning for me on a daily basis? This is one journey that we get, and I know for myself, I want everybody that walks through this door and walks out of this door to feel good about themselves, to maximize the beauty of every single day and not have aches and pains and, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. And it's not just about the aesthetics. Being in this business for 25 years or 23 years now, I've seen such a different progression of the way that we compare ourselves. It used to be just on the aerobics floor, you'd see somebody else and, cute little outfit, and, you've got that crazy exercise girl, and, then you have someone else who's maybe coming in just a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, and she's a little bit more self-conscious, and, then you have those older women that just, they're there a little bit more for the socializing of it. There are three types of exercise people. There is an exercise person, there's those music people that they just love the music, and then there's those social people that they love that environment. That's why I love group exercise. It really, really does create such a family environment. And there's a lot of accountability. And it's the same with our small group training here at the Classroom Elite. Consultations are always free. All you have to do is shoot me a text message, shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to sit down with you, male or female. This is a co-ed facility. Okay, so let me give you this quick visual. So you've hired me. You said, all right, I'm going to hire this chick. She's crazy, but I think she knows what she's doing. You walk in and you bring me a bag, and this bag is what we call your fat. I don't care how much it is. It could be this entire bag full. This bag could be totally full to the brim. You could have 2-3 bags and you're like, hold on a minute, I got to go to the car. I need to go get a couple more bags. Or it could be something just as little as, maybe it's just like 5 pounds. Again, it doesn't matter. Everybody has their own personal agenda and their own personal dissatisfaction with themselves at times. So again, this isn't about the visual of it. I want you to remember that this is about just being healthy and being able to literally feel good every day when you get up out of bed. So you come in and you're like, okay, you know what? I need to get rid of this. And I tell you, all right, here's the tools we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is the cardio we're going to do. I'm going to sit down with you as a nutritionist, and I'm going to go over all of those key points from Whole Foods. And I'm not a supplement girl, so you're not going to walk in here and have me tell you, I need you to take 17 supplements, and I promise you're going to lose weight in like 2 weeks. It's not going to happen. So I tell you, all right, I've accepted it. I accept this bag of fat. We now have a contract. We have a relationship, and I am now your trainer. So we start working out and you're doing all this great stuff and you know, you've got your nutrition on point, and then you come in maybe the following week and you're like, hey, do you think we could add this to that bag that I gave you? Like, I had a really bad weekend. I ate a sleeve of Oreos. I went to a baptism. You know, I drank a half a bottle of Moscato, and now I have like another 4 or 5 pounds. And I'm like, oh my God, seriously? Okay, all right, well, we're behind the 8 ball a little bit, but we could do it. And then maybe a couple days later, you're like, oh, damn it. Here, I got just a little bit more. It's not much. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. I had some pound cake. So I'm really, really sorry. And you're kind of feeling bad because you know that you shouldn't have done it, because you're already starting to get those tools and your mind's starting to change the way that it thinks about what you put into your body. Because eventually you're going to come in and I'm going to be like, hey, by the way, and I measure you and I'm like, look, there's 5 pounds gone and here's another 5 pounds. And that's the idea. So that eventually we have reached your goal and this bag is empty. Now, is there going to be a point that you're going to end up coming back in in a month, in 6 months, and be like, oh, man, I feel like I put weight back on, or I'm stuck. I'm in a rut right now. Yes, of course it is. But once you hire a trainer, or once you get those tools and you really truly understand how the body works and how well it responds to whole foods, I promise you that you will have those tools to walk out that door and be successful in whatever journey it takes you. Whether you're finally done with a personal trainer and you're like, I think I could do this on my own. It's like raising a child. You know, we want to give them all these life skills so that they can go off into this beautiful world and they can manage themselves on their own. And every once in a while they have to come back to the nest because maybe they have a question, or, you know, they hit a bump in the road. And that's exactly what it's like just with our own personal journey when it comes to weight loss. So it is a constant, but it doesn't have to be a constant stress. As long as you can finally get into a routine that suits you, your budget when it comes to the whole foods, your lifestyle when it comes to a schedule for the gym, and you're reaching the goals that make you feel good about you, that's all that matters. There is no judgment, there is no competition. Again, I used to work out in the gyms and teach when I would see people just comparing themselves to somebody on a treadmill or someone else who's in the gym every single day. And now, you know, things have evolved so much that now, you know, we're comparing ourselves to people on the internet, to an Instagram model who maybe is not a fitness professional at all, but she looks good on camera. She's got a solid, you know, tight body. And, you know, you don't know what that person's journey was or why this person looks the way that they do. And we just can't compare ourselves to them. You know, I've had 2 children. I've been anorexic. I've had weight loss journeys up and down. When I was on COVID, or when I had COVID, I was on a really, really strong steroid, and I gained about 10 pounds. And it was very hard for me, someone who has always naturally been thin, but, you know, like anybody else, I have those parts of my body that I'm like, damn it, I just can't get that filled out, or I can't get this filled out, or I want to thin out this. And everyone's journey is different. I'll tell you mine. You know, I love tattoos. My body is my little canvas. So I don't want big super cut arms because I have tattoos. So I don't want to look I don't want it to look manly. I don't want it to be so in your face, overly exaggerated. And I have my father's arms. So I have very pronounced shoulders and I have very pronounced traps. So I like to just keep those lines very, very soft. I've always had very, very long legs. So I have to make sure that I keep my legs filled out. In order for me to fill my legs out, my diet is a little different than somebody else who's trying to thin their legs out, or someone who's trying to thin them out. So I try to fill mine out, and a lot of women always are trying to thin their legs out. So everybody's journey is different. You know, my legs are so long that I'm just always going to have a very, very tight, small little booty. I don't have this big, you know, Kardashian butt, and it's not really what I want. I'm very short-waisted, so I know that for myself, because I'm so short-waisted, I'm always aware of my abs. But I've gotten to a point, especially at the age of 50, that I absolutely love the skin that I'm in. I love the skin that I'm in because I know that there is a difference between being a rigid eater, being a relaxed eater, and having that sense of being intuitive. So there are 3 types of eaters. We have that rigid eater that she's that person that's going to bring probably a plate of food to a party. Or she's going to go somewhere to a buffet and just be like, I'm just going to have salad and green beans. I don't want anything else. Okay, listen, I don't like the way that I look, or this is not good for you. Don't do that. She's the Judge Judy. And then you're going to have that relaxed eater that's like, give me the cake, give me the cookies, give me whatever you want because I love food. We've got tons of foodies out there. And then you have that intuitive eater that says, you know what? I know what my body's craving. I consider myself an intuitive eater. I know when my body wants a salad. I know when my body craves citrus. I know when my body is craving a steak. I know when my body is like, you know what? I could really, really go for a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles and I'm going to eat it. So when you come in here, it's not like I'm going to say, you are never allowed to have this. You're never allowed to have that. Don't do this. Don't do that. I used to be, and this is an evolution up for me as a personal trainer and as a nutritionist, I used to be someone who was very judgmental of food and very judgmental of the way that people ate, whether it was overly rigid or if it was too relaxed. And, you know, with age comes wisdom. And, you know, I've learned just from some of the education that I've had at Arizona State and at Youngstown State, you know, no food should be villainized. So there's no food that we should say, that is bad. There is food that is not as good for you, but we can enjoy it in moderation. Especially if you grew up with like a mom like I did that was a scratch-made cook. Everything was homemade. But that homemade could have been a stick of butter. You know, that homemade could have been, you know, the fried chicken basted in flour and, you know, deep fried in a frying pan. It was scratch-made. It wasn't, you know, a Swanson's frozen TV dinner, but nonetheless, so you learn over time, like how to do and enjoy everything in moderation. Anyway, all right, so if you are looking for a personal trainer, I'm your girl, 330-774-3273. And I'm going to end with this. I will be gone next week. I'm actually graduating from college, from Arizona State University, which I feel like, really? You are? We didn't know that. And I will be gone Sunday through Saturday the 14th, I believe we come home. And the studio will be open. Personal training clients already know what their schedule is and what workouts are already available for you and have already been written out for you. I've already made some more notes this morning. And your log sheets for your intake for your food will be here with Maddie and Noah. And as always, Elena is in charge of the studio when I'm not here, along with Noah. So I look forward to seeing everybody when I get back. And I am so grateful that I have been given this opportunity to increase my education and bring it back to the people of Austintown that I love so dearly. And I'm gonna miss these little girls running through the camera right now. All right, so I'm now at 12 minutes. I love you all very much. Have an amazing day and talk to you soon.